This is the Cholo News Report for Sunday 15 October 2017. Voters in Kyrgyzstan go to the polls to elect a new president, with current President Almazbek Atambayev constitutionally barred from seeking a second term in office. One of the front-runners, Sooronbay Jeenbekov, is backed by outgoing leader Almazbek Atambayev, who is reaching the end of a 6-year term. Kyrgyzstan, which has been independent since the fall of the Soviet Union, is a nation of 6 million people. However, the election been overshadowed by a row over alleged interference from neighboring Kazakhstan. The board of directors of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences decides to strip Harvey Weinstein of membership following a series of allegations of predatory sexual behavior. We do so not simply to separate ourselves from someone who does not merit the respect of his colleagues, but also to send a message that the era of willful ignorance and shameful complicity in sexually predatory behavior and workplace harassment in our industry is over. A small-scale study has determined that psilocybin mushrooms, which contain the drug psilocybin, can treat depression. The small study gave 19 patients a single dose of the psychedelic ingredient psilocybin. Half of patients ceased to be depressed, and experienced changes in their brain activity that lasted about 5 weeks. Without any priming they would say, "I've been reset, reborn, rebooted," and one patient said his brain had been defragged and cleaned up. A group of civil society organizations has demanded that Apple Incorporated remove from its App Store games it said violated the tech firm's guidelines and promoted violence and killings commonplace in the Philippine drug war. Human rights groups say state-sponsored executions are taking place, an assertion the authorities vehemently reject. The head of the United Kingdom's Financial Conduct Authority Andrew Bailey admits to meeting oil giant Saudi Aramco over a potential $1.5 trillion listing on the London Stock Exchange. The regulator has been criticized for proposing changes to listing rules to accommodate sovereign-owned companies. Andrew Bailey, chief executive of the Financial Conduct Authority, said discussions with the world's biggest oil firm were held early this year. Mr. Bailey was writing in response to a letter from Nicky Morgan, chair of the Treasury Committee.